Some races had fans cheering, others furious. From epic wins to pure chaos, Speed's races have split the internet. Hero or villain depends on the race. Let's break down which ones earned the love and which ones sparked the hate. Let's start with one of the most loved races, Speed versus Daniel Label. This race didn't come with trash talk, drama, or fake beef. Nope, it was pure good vibes. Daniel challenged Speed online.
Video is my official invitation to race Speed. Speed, I think I can beat you.
Even offering $10,000 if Speed won. And what did Speed do? He accepted, no hesitation, no fake hype, no weird delays. They picked a date and pulled up.
I don't want to do no more talking. You come here, you come to me, and let's do this race.
When the two met, it felt more like two long-lost friends than rivals. Respect was high, energy was great, and both were smiling. Daniel even congratulated Speed for hitting 41 million subscribers. That's the kind of positivity people want to see online. Two guys having fun, competing, but also hyping each other up. But don't get it twisted, the race was still serious. Both had spikes on and both looked ready. And when it was time to go, Speed didn't play around. He exploded off the line like he had something to prove. And yeah, he won, twice. But instead of rubbing it in, both shared laughs and shook hands like it was a neighborhood race. No arguments, no excuses, just pure sportsmanship. That's why fans loved it. No one was trying to act like a superhero. No one was pretending they were untouchable. It was simple, fun, and real. The chat was flooded with W's, and let's be honest, this is what people wish all internet races looked like. Now, flip the switch. Speed versus Ashton Hall, completely different story. This was the kind of race that had people grabbing popcorn. From the start, Ashton was running his mouth more than he was running on the track, mocking Speed, making jokes, calling him slow, saying he wasn't ready. It wasn't just confidence. It was full-on cocky mode. So Speed accepted the challenge, and when Ashton pulled up to his house, the energy was electric. Cameras rolling, fans watching, and Speed was locked in. But Ashton kept talking, even on the way there. And once the races started, that's when it got wild. Race 1, Speed won. Ashton said he slipped. Okay. Race 2, Speed won again. Now Ashton said it was close. Third race, same thing. Speed left him in the dust. By the time the fourth race ended, it was 4-0, a clean sweep. But Ashton still had excuses. The grass was slippery. The shoes weren't right. He didn't warm up enough. It got so bad, the internet turned him into a meme. Comments were brutal. People were saying Speed didn't just beat Ashton, he retired him. And here's where things really heat up, because this whole mess reminded fans of another race that had even more drama. Let's keep rolling. Now, the Ashton Hall race was messy, no doubt, but if you thought that was wild, just wait until we talk about the one race that had people screaming at their screens. Speed versus Tyreek Hill, or should we say, the race that never really happened. Tyreek is one of the fastest NFL players on the planet. So when Speed called him out, people thought, okay, this is gonna be a blowout. But instead of a race, what we got was a bunch of stalling, excuses, and awkward moments. Speed flew over 15 hours just to make this race happen. He showed up with cameras, fans were watching, and energy was high. But Tyreek, he wasn't having it. First, he said he needed to warm up for an hour. Then he claimed his contract wouldn't allow it. And to top it off, he was literally snacking on a nutty bar while Speed was standing there ready to go. At one point, Speed even offered to bet his Lamborghini just to make things exciting.
For the Lambo? Okay, for the Lambo. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Hey, this race is waiting on, bro. Everybody's waiting on this race, man.
But Tyreek still didn't budge. Fans in the comments were frustrated. Everyone was expecting a race. Instead, they got a no-show from one of the fastest men in sports. This was hands down one of Speed's most hated races. Not because he lost, but because the race never even started. Fans were mad at Tyreek for wasting everyone's time, and it felt like all that build-up led to nothing. To this day, people still say Tyreek ducked Speed. Now let's flip it again back to one of the most loved matchups, Speed versus Noah Lyles. If you don't know Noah, he's an Olympic sprinter, the real deal. This wasn't just for fun. There was $100,000 on the line.
The other thing is, if you beat him, I'm gonna give someone random in your chat $100,000 tonight.
Chat. Who want this 100K? Who in the chat want this 100K?
Even Mr. Beast got involved to set it up. Speed didn't make excuses. He didn't stall. He was in the middle of a stream, jumped in the car, and drove for over 3 hours just to get there. No warm-up, no fancy gear, just vibes and adrenaline. When they lined up, everyone thought Speed would get destroyed. But nope, he kept up. For real. He was even ahead for a second. The crowd went wild. It was way closer than anyone expected. And even though Noah won, Speed had earned respect. But in an interview later, Noah said he was only running at 20% effort. That sparked a wave of reactions. Fans were split. Some called Noah a liar. Others thought it was just trash talk. Speed, of course, fired back online, saying Noah was capping big time. Even with that drama, this race is remembered as one of the best. Why? Because it felt like a real competition. No one ducked, no one cried, just a viral race between a top athlete and the internet's wildest streamer. But if you think Noah was Speed's biggest challenge, wait till we talk about what happened when Travis Scott stepped on the line. Now let's talk about one of the most random but surprisingly loved races Speed ever had, the one against Travis Scott. Yep, the same Travis who made Sicko Mode. Nobody saw this one coming. It all started during a regular stream where Speed was just having fun, throwing out challenges. He was hyping up a race with Quavo when out of nowhere, Travis Scott steps in, and just like that, a new race was born. No planning, no announcements, just two guys deciding to race right then and there. They picked a short path next to some trucks and garbage bins. Nothing fancy, but that made it even better. Travis didn't talk around, ready to go. Travis was calm, barely saying a word. When they took off, the crowd couldn't believe it. For a second, it looked like Travis had the upper hand, but in the last steps, Speed pulled ahead and won. He immediately started celebrating like he just won a gold medal. Travis? He didn't argue, he didn't cry about it, he just smiled, laughed, and gave Speed his props. People online loved this race. Why? Because it was chill. No one was being fake. No one made excuses. It was just two big names having fun and giving the fans a surprise moment to remember. And yeah, some fans said Speed blocked Travis a little during the run, but even Travis didn't care. That's what made it a W. But now let's go back to a not-so-loved race. Actually, this one disappointed a lot of people because of how much hype it had and how little it delivered. We're talking about the failed race with Daniel Leal, not the race he completed, the one before that. See, Daniel had already called out Speed once before the actual race that everyone loved. He dropped a whole video challenging Speed. Fans were tagging Speed like crazy, trying to get it to happen. Daniel even said Speed didn't have to pay anything if he lost. It was all love, all hype, and then nothing. For a while, Speed ignored it, and that silence made fans frustrated. Was he dodging it? Was it bad timing? Nobody really knew. That's why people were so surprised when Speed later accepted Daniel's second challenge, and it turned out to be one of the best races ever. This whole situation shows something important. It's not always about who's the fastest, it's about how the race goes down. Are both sides showing up? Are they being respectful? Are they giving fans something real, not just drama and delay? And that's the truth about Speed's races. The most loved ones, they're about fun, energy, and honesty. The most hated, they're packed with excuses, trash talk, and people not showing up. Speed might not win every race, but he knows how to make people watch, and that's what keeps everyone coming back.